Hello, hello. It's Ms. Rahman. How are you this Saturday afternoon? I am great. Thank you so much. Happy to be here. Happy to be breathing. Happy to be just alive. It's a great time to be alive. As the title says, I want to talk about fathers that are going in to court or going to the state and trying to establish a visitation or shared parenting order under the impression that that's all that they're going to establish when they're stepping in there. Over the past few or couple years, I'm gonna say the past maybe 3 years, um, Title 4D, the meaning and what everything that it consists of has been tossed around and kind of not kind of but misrepresented, and in that misrepresentation, um, the shared parenting part of it or the visitation part of it has been meshed all up in there, and people are getting confused about what having a Title 4D case means in reference to child support, what the two have to do with each other. And the reason why I'm like following up on this topic is because I had a young father reach out to me, not directly, but we communicated on a post on my Facebook page, and he was convinced that he was kind of tricked in or forced into a Title 4D case with no welfare involved, when all he wanted to do was get shared parenting 50-50 um, for his daughter. If I'm mistaken, I think it was his daughter. And with him going in there and filing for his own, for shared parenting, he ended up coming out of there with the child support case with him paying over $1,000 a month in child support. And he's saying that's not what I signed up for. I didn't want Title 4D. I wasn't there for a Title 4D case, and I walked out with the Title 4D case. So with that, I was explaining to him that all cases go through the state. All child support is going to go through that state, and child support, that program operates under the Title 4D Act. I'm sorry, Title 4D of the Social Security Act. So everything falls under that umbrella. The difference, the biggest difference in these cases, Title 4D, non-Title 4D, is that in a Title 4D case, the money, the $1,000 that he is paying to his child's mother will go directly to her. It won't go to the state, which, if it was a Title 4D case, the state would keep that $1,000. Depending on what state you're in, the state can keep all of it, or they can keep up to $200 of it. Colorado is the only state that will pay forward the entire amount if the custodial parent is receiving um, government benefits, TANF and Medicaid, those two. So when I explained that, he that's when he said that he went in there just for shared parenting. And I said, well, did you file for yourself? You opened that door, you filed. He said, yes. I said, well, that was once you go in there and you put those people in your mix, you're giving them jurisdiction over you. They can do whatever they want. Versus the custodial parent going in there and then they have to come and see you. That's the difference. When you go in there, when you put yourself in their arena or their, playing field, for lack of a better word, you're turning your rights over to them. versus them having to come and pursue you. They have to come and serve you paperwork. They have to get the rights to you. And that is the big difference. And that's why I always, well, during my whole advocacy, I always said never, ever, ever put yourself on child support. Never, if you want visitation, never go to them, because you give up everything. You give up all your rights, the rights to your child. They have control over you. And that's the thing with the Title 4D, when the moms, I'm gonna say moms because that's who predominantly gets custody, because you have to establish paternity in non-unmarried parent cases. But I lost my train of thought. But let me get it. Oh, okay. So in the Title 4D case, when the custodial parent goes in for public assistance, they require or mandate that she sue the non-custodial parent for welfare, I'm sorry, for child support, to recoup that money, which that's a whole different video. I'm sure I know I have a video, I have an article, which that is unconstitutional in itself, because we know welfare is a grant. It's not a loan. So therefore it does not require repayment. That's why they don't go after the mother or the custodial parent, because they can't. They can't go after them because it doesn't require repayment. So that's a whole different can of worms. But as far as you non-custodial parents, you fathers that want access to your children, you might want to go get, I hate to say this, but maybe an attorney might want to pay them to draw up the paperwork. Try to work it out as best you can. As long as you have established that that is your child and you are the legal father, then you exercise those rights. You don't need to go through them. Them meaning the state. The second thing I want to discuss. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Everybody, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. The second thing is I see with the 50-50, and that's where, the line has been blurred, and this false information has gone viral about judges getting paid based on how much visitation you get in the Title 4D. It's nonsense. I keep saying it because it's bullshit. Excuse my language for anybody. I know somebody said, well, you cuss too much on your videos, I can't share them. Not sorry for it, but this is how I talk. And when I talk about bullshit, I have to call it what it is. It's bullshit. So when they say that the two have nothing to do with each other, when they talk about the incentives that states receive, shared parenting or visitation have nothing to do with the incentives. They're not mentioned in the 5 performance measures. They're just not there. But because of special interests, money, changing hands, and these fake conferences that they have, and this, I'm meeting this legislator and that legislator, so we have to make some shit up to, I don't know. I don't even know why I don't understand why that lie was started. I can't make sense out of bullshit, but it's out there. That performance measures, judges getting paid and all that kind of stuff, just please throw that out your head. That the two don't have anything to do with it. So I say that to say, if you're going to, I'm sorry, guys, I didn't write anything. You guys know I usually write, but I just had this, I want to talk about this today because the young father, we had talked or emailed, and it was just on my mind to talk about this. So, and I usually, when I come live, I usually have my notes. But so back, and I've talked about this a lot. Back in when former President Obama was in office, he proposed that every new child support order came with a mandatory parenting plan, shared parenting, whatever. And the GOP blocked it. They blocked it and it never happened. So now you have the Republicans pretending that they are somehow on board with shared parenting, and they're supporting what a lot of these fathers' rights and shared parenting groups, which are mainly Republicans. And trust me, I don't get into party politics. If we've supported each other, whatever you do, whatever, if you supported me over the years, I'm not part. I'm for the people, not party. I'm looking for what is going to be better for the children, for the people all around. So this is nothing to do with party. But the GOP blocked that proposal that Obama had put in place to make that mandatory. Senator Hatch, Senator Paul, or Representative Paul. I have my notes. And all what I'm talking about is going to be in the description. You can look it up. But they blocked it. So now the states have an opportunity to add a parenting plan to new child support orders, but it's if they want to. So instead of having these conferences and these whatever, contact the the politicians already in office and say, we want y'all to make that mandatory. It's there already. It's let me see. It's in the 2016 final. I got it on here, but I'm gonna tell y'all just a couple things that Chairman Ryan, he says, Congress writes law, not the president. Yet this administration has tried to legislate by fiat on TANF waivers, immigration, Obamacare, and now child support policy. This bill is simple. It insists that the administration work with, not around Congress, to enact its child support policy priorities. And all he was trying to do is make it to where fathers can have access to their children. That's what they've been saying this whole time. Fathers aren't in the home. More fathers, and you guys know, they'll always bring up the Father's Day speech that Obama gave. Well, he actually did try to implement policies so that fathers were more involved, got more time, and the GOP blocked it. Senator Cornyn in Texas, while Attorney General of Texas, I fought to hold deadbeat parents responsible for paying the financial support their children deserve. And I am troubled to see President Obama go around Congress to undermine similar effort. This bill will stop the president's unilateral action and ensure our child support laws protect innocent children and taxpayers, not absentee parents. That's all he was trying to do. And you can go and look. It's called the Final Rule 2016. And in my links, I have that final rule. You can go down and look where it's now. It's up to this. I can't think of the word that they changed it to, but it's up to their discretion. So they can, if they want to, put a parenting plan in there with new child support orders, but they don't have to. So that's just a couple of things. So if you want 50-50 to be included or anything like that, these regulations or guidelines, I don't call them laws, are already there. They've been there since 95, 90, since the Clinton and the House, the Republican ran House, since they put this child support bill in place. This shit has already been there. It's just up to you and me and everybody that want change to make the people that are already there do it. You don't have to run around and do all of this. Everybody just has to come together and make them do what we want them to do, which is, parenting plans, 50-50 shared custody. We don't want to participate in your child support program. Things like that. Let me look at the comments real quick. Okay. I too have been forced into 4D without the government funding. If you don't have a welfare, if it's no welfare involved, you're not in the, well, it's if it's not a welfare case, you're not in a 4D program. It's not the same thing. You're not under any 4D guidelines, nothing like that. They're just processing the payment. That's it. Judges are the personification of the courtroom. States have intensive collecting federal sentiment. Hey, 3D. States have substantial. Right, they have to collect those, but it's not, the performance measures control the incentive payments. Wait a minute, but they have nothing to do with visitation. Like, the judge is not going to order you to pay more money and give you less visitation based on how much money you pay. They have nothing to do with Title 4D. Now, in a non-Title 4D case, the more overnights a non-custodial parent has with his or her child can decrease child support. But that is a non-Title 4D case. Child support and a 4D case have nothing to do with each other. In fact, in the Title 4D program, there's an access and visitation program where the states jurisdictions get 10 million annually for that program. So you can even like talk to or start contacting your legislative leaders and say, what are you guys doing with the money? Because that's a whole different problem. Like, they have all this money and it's not being allocated for what it's used for. But the problem is, like, what 3D is saying, it's like these programs, the Title 4D and the non-Title 4D, are being meshed together as if they operate under the same guidelines, and they absolutely do not. The only reason why legislators added non-4D, non-welfare people is so they wouldn't get sued, because it was like they would be excluded. Like, what do you call it? Equal rights or whatever. You have to be able to include non-welfare people. They have to have access to that program too. That's it. That's it. And they are, but all the judges are doing in those courtrooms, the 3D comment says judges are the personification of the state in the courtroom, and they are. But those judges on a Title 4D case are going under totally different guidelines than a non-Title 4D case. Like, it's just it's two different things. And no matter how you try to mesh it together, and all, it's just two different things. They're not the same thing. And you can, you can go and do a case study. Just go and do a case study of one case with no welfare involved and one with welfare involved. Pull the cases and look at the language, look at the everything on that case, and you'll see what I'm saying. They're just not the same. Okay, so if there's no more comments, I don't think there is. So that's it. So on a recap, don't put yourself in their anything. Try to do it without going anywhere near those folks. Try to work it out. Yeah, and contact your legislators, because a lot of this stuff is already written. It's like, don't try to reinvent the wheel, because all this shit is there. It's just about, researching. Don't go to court or don't go anywhere near anything without researching what you're about to do. Don't sign anything. Don't do anything without knowing every little bit. And people say, well, that's a lot. I don't want to research this, or, why should I have to do that? This is your kid. This is your child. You would do that if you was about to buy a car, if you was about to open a bank account, buy a house, anything big in your life, you would do all kind of research for. So why wouldn't you do it for your baby? This is, this is your lifetime. This is, uh, uh, you know, I'm researching still with my children, and they're adults. So it's they're worth it. And I had this troll, and I just want to let him know. He said, "Do you even know your dad?" He always posts when I say anything about Black Dads Rock or Black Dads this. I support Black Dads. I support all dads. Y'all know that. I especially support Black dads because Black dads are always portrayed as absent or deadbeats and all that bullshit. So he asked, "Do you even know your dad?" And I just want to tell him, and I'm gonna make this just for him. I just put my dad on a plane back to the States. We had a great time, and my dad is my best friend. If you knew me, you would know that because I post my dad all the time. Dads are important, and so are mothers. So you can support both. You don't have to shit on one to promote the other. Children are better off with both parents getting along, whether they're together or not. So I can support a mom and support a dad. It's not me saying dads suck because I say moms rock or dads rock and moms suck. And if you think I ever would do that or say that, you're stupid. I appreciate you, paid players are in demand. I know that's right. Thank y'all so much. Bye. Oh yeah. So if you want to know some more, like I got a ebook for $1 on my website. You can go get it, purchase it, and it's 10, things you need to know, 10 facts about child support. I talk about 4D in there. Um, a good bit, but it's some good information in there, and it's got links in there with the references. Always, always, always research. I know I love research. I'm gonna give you the facts, and then you just go and look it up yourself. But don't take my word for it. 3 references, and then go from there. Okay. Make sure y'all notifications are on because my book is finished. I'm just doing my edits. Welfare Did Not Destroy the Black Family. So I'm gonna have more time, and I'm gonna be talking about everything that I feel is relevant. All right, y'all take it easy.